بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, the Lord of the worlds, we thank Him, we adore Him, we glorify His holy name for His mercy and blessing on us. We seek for His mercy and blessing on Prophet Muhammad
Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
May His peace and blessing continue to be upon His household, His companions, and all the Muslims till the day of Qiyamah. Inshallah, our class continues today, and with our book Hikmatul A-Ibtilah by Sheikh Qayim Al-Jauziyah. And last week we talked about the type of Ibtilah, the type of trials according to the Quran and the Hadith of Prophet Muhammad Sallam, that blessing can be a trial, while hardship can also be a trial. So for Allah, everything that happens to us, whether good or bad, are trials, or whether good or bad is trial. Though sometimes we see blessings of Allah, we see it as a reason or a proof for Allah's love for us. So Allah actually loves everybody He created, except we claim or we prove that we shouldn't be loved by Allah. But by default, Allah loves everybody because Allah created us. But if you violate the love of Allah, or you disbelieve in Him, or you violate the Tawheed, so the love of Allah will be lost. In other words, and Allah bless everybody, Allah's blessing is bestowed on everybody. So in other words, blessing of Allah is not a measure of Allah's love. It's not a sign that Allah loves somebody or not. Otherwise, we will not be having criminals being blessed by Allah. We will not be having disbelievers at the helms of our affairs. We will not be having those who violate the law of Allah in the as leaders and so on and so forth. So the reason is that Allah tests everybody. And inshallah, what we'll be looking at is the reason or the purpose for the trials. So we have actually started this some times back, that Allah tests us for a particular purpose. And this is well mentioned in the Quran as well as in the Hadith of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu. So like we have said, that the issue of being tested, that one has been established, that we are all going to be tested. So it has been established that the purpose of our creation, our life and our death is meant for trial. When you are living, it's for trial. During the time of death, is a trial. Even in your grave, there is trial there. Even on the day of Qiyamah, there is trial there. That's why Allah said, لِيَبْلِوَكُمْ أَيُّكُمْ. So He created life and death in order to test us. So in fact, at the point of death, there is going to be another trial there. But one good thing about the trial after death, before death, or the trial before death, they will be dependent on your lifestyle when you are living. So when you are about to die, there is going to be a trial at that time. So when you are in your grave, there is going to be trial at that time. When you are being resurrected, there is going to be trial. On the day of Qiyamah, there is going to be trial before everybody go to their destination, whether Jannah or Nar. So, but all other trial that will come before our death, so they will be dependent on how you live your life. For example, Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu, he said, when a servant of Allah is about to die, Shaitan will be aware, and he will gather all his soldiers, and they will approach that person that is about to die, and they will start to give him different suggestions. So sometimes Shaitan will start by saying that he will appear to that person by saying that I am your great grandfather who has died some years back. You know, one of the ability Allah gives Shaitan and the jinn is ability to transform themselves into anything they want to transform. So a jinn or Shaitan or Shayateen, they can transform themselves into an animal, to human being, to anything they like. In fact, to some living thing, non-living thing sometimes. So they have that ability. And the reason is that they are not mortal, they don't have body, they are just energy. So they can just incorporate themselves into a particular object and they will assume that object. So, and that is the reason. What we are going actually is that at the point of death, Shaitan will approach this person that is dying and will say, I'm your great grandfather who have died some many years back. And I have seen the truth because I have died. I have seen that the right path or the truth, the religion of truth is what? Is the religion of Yahud. So So I'm advising you now to shun your iman and follow the religion of Yahweh. So at that time, the only thing that can save you is your previous iman, because you'll be powerless, you'll be helpless, nothing can help you except Allah. That's why Allah says, يُثَبِّتُ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا
قول ثابت.
So if you have iman and you do righteous deeds, at this point, Allah will what? Allah will strengthen you. Allah will give you ability to what? To say no. I will not disbelieve in Allah. But if you are not, at that point you say, so it's okay. Now I've become a Yahoo, and you will die as a kafir. And mind you, at that point, somebody may not even know that is how you die, because you have been known to be a Muslim before that time. And that is one of the greatest trials actually. It's a greater trial because the way you die, that is the way you'll be resurrected, and that is the way you'll be judged. If you have lived your life 100 years as a Muslim, but you die as a kafir, you are going to be resurrected as a kafir, and you'll be dealt with as a kafir. So that is one of the greatest trials a human being can experience. So if he does that and he fails, the person says, no, I am not going to believe in that, I know the truth. He will also come, he will never lose hope. He will say, I am your father or mother who have died some years back, and I see that you are about to die, you are in pain. So I have seen that religion of Christianity is the best religion. So now I am imploring you to drop your former religion and embrace this new one. So the same thing will happen. If Allah assists you, are able to say no, it will still come back the third time, and it will offer you another faith, and that is shirk. See, the part of shirk or the mushrikun is the best. So if Allah assists you at that point, like we have said, nothing can assist you except your iman, because Allah is the one that will help you at that point. So if you have iman, shaitan cannot do anything. If you don't have iman, shaitan will actually mislead you. And when it is the time to remove your soul also, if you are a good servant of Allah, several angels of Allah will come in company of the angel of death. And this angel, if you are a mu'min, they will have shiny face and what? Good looking face. When you see them, you will be happy, you will love to have them around you. And when your soul is about to be extracted, so after you feel the pain, but the happiness and the joy of the people around you and the guests around you will make you to feel the less of the pain. And the vice versa, if it is a kafir or a disbeliever. So where we have gone actually is that every part of our existence is a trial. The only time when there is no more trial is when you go to Jannah. And you will not enter or reach that Jannah except to pass all those tests. And the only thing that can make it easy for somebody to pass those tests is Iman, Tawheed, belief in Allah, that we have discussed in the previous discussion. So now, one of the purposes why Allah tests a servant, one of the reasons why Allah tests a servant is what they call Temiyiz, Bain al-Sadiq wal-Kadhib. To differentiate between a truthful servant and a what? A false servant. All of us will claim to be Muslim. We pray together. We fast during the month of Ramadan. If you are rich, you go to Hajj. You do many other good things. But there are some people, they are only part of Muslim or only part of Islam when the going is good. When there is no pain, when there is no difficulty, when there is no problem, that is when they are Muslim. As soon as they experience difficulty, no matter the extent, even if it is only to be insulted, they will feel discomforted. And they will even say, I'm not part of you again. The truth is that they have never been a Muslim. Because if you are a real Muslim, Allah will give you stability at that time. So there's a particular place in this same country that somebody insulted some Muslim scholars, so to say, and they started to expose him or to condemn him for doing that. All of a sudden, he just say, I'm no more a Muslim. I have been searching for the truth faith. I have now seen the truth faith. You can see the way Allah exposed the reality in his heart. How can you, and you actually started it. How can you, because somebody insulted you or somebody condemned you and you say you are no more part of them? It means you have never been part of them before. You have actually been deceiving yourself. You have been what? You have been hypocritical. Otherwise, there cannot be a reason for you to say, I dump your religion. It means you don't know what you are doing in the first place. So in other words, one of the reasons, and this is a test actually, just because somebody insults you, say, no, I'm no more a Muslim. In fact, if you are a good Muslim, you should be happy when you are insulted for your deen. Because Allah say, what is it? Allah say, indeed, He's going to test us in our words and our what? Our children. وَلَا تَسْمَعُونَ مِنَ الَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْكِتَابَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ وَمِنَ الَّذِينَ هَذًا كَثِيرٌ. So that you are going to hear a lot of what? A lot of hurtful words. A lot of what? Harmful words. You'll be insulted, you'll be condemned, you'll say a lot of things. Look at him. Look at his cap. Look at his trouser. Look at his jalabia. Look at his eye. Look at his problem. Look at his life. Look at his wife. Look at his husband. Look at his father. Look at his mother. They can say many things about you. So when you hear this, you shouldn't be disturbed. Even Prophet Muhammad, he was insulted to the fullest. So sometimes this insult will make him to be able to feel constriction in his heart. Then Allah will what? Allah will console him. Allah will comfort him. That we have seen how difficulty you feel because of what they are saying. Don't be disturbed. We know about it. We are aware about it. And this is not the first time people will say a kind of thing. Prophet Nuh, they insulted him. So after he has sermonized them, he has advised them, he has invited to the path of Allah, and Allah told him that none of them is going to believe in Allah again. Allah instructed him to what? To construct an ark. While he was constructing the ark, when they passed by him, they will be mocking him, they will be jesting, they will take him for what? They will take him for fun. Prophet Nuh, you say you are a prophet. Now you don't become a carpenter. They will be just making jest of him. And what did he tell them? He said, if you mock us in this world, we will surely do the same thing on the day of Qiyamah. Do you understand the meaning of that? The meaning is that anywhere you have violated somebody's rights, that right will surely be taken away from you. If you have insulted somebody, the insult will come back to you. In fact, if you are wise, insult of anybody should not hurt you. There was a day, Prophet Muhammad and Abu Bakr, they were sitting together, and a mushrik approached and he asked about Prophet, but at that time Allah sealed Prophet from him. Allah make him not to be able to see Prophet. He could only see what? Abu Bakr, he could not see Prophet. Like Allah mentioned in Surah Al-Isra. So now he get to a point that he was insulting Abu Bakr, and Abu Bakr was quiet. So when Abu Bakr was quiet, Prophet started to smile. So at this point, Abu Bakr did not understand the reason for the smile of the Prophet. So it got to a point that Abu Bakr, what? He responded. He gave response to the insult from that person. So immediately he did this, Prophet stood up and walked away. So Abu Bakr was surprised, and he walked up to Prophet and asked him that, why did he do that? When the person was insulting me, I kept quiet, you smiled, now I did my own, you went away. He said, when he was insulting you, Allah engaged an angel. Allah gave the assignment to an angel to be responding to him. So that is why I laugh. The meaning is that the laugh is that imagine how this person is destroying himself. That's the meaning. Because the insult of the angel, whether you like it or not, it will surely be fulfilled. But your own insult may be fulfilled, may not be fulfilled. It's not a condition. But for angel, even a prayer, when the angels say prayer, it will be accepted without any doubt, without any delay. But for your own, it's under what? Doubt. So now Prophet said, I smiled because when he was insulting you and you kept quiet, angel was responding on your behalf. That's why I smiled. But when you responded, the angel disappeared. When the angel disappeared, Shaitan appeared. When Shaitan appeared, I have to take my leave. I cannot sit down where Shaitan is. That's why I stood up. So can you imagine that? It means when somebody insults you and you are exchanging insult with that person, who is there? Shaitan will say, do not keep quiet. Will you allow him to do that? I bet insult your own, retaliate, do your own. It is Shaitan that is encouraging you because it's already present, he has come. But if you keep quiet, you smile, and you feel as if you are not disturbed, in fact, the other party, your silence, we enjoy more than even your words. You know, some people, when they insult you or they harm you, when you respond or you react, it will give them more power. They will feel that it's like what they are doing to you is actually what it's having effect. actually having an effect on you. But when you keep quiet and you feel undisturbed, as if they are not doing, they will feel foolish. And they will even feel pain and harm that it be like something is wrong. Which means even your silence is an answer. It's a response. And the greatest point of it, the greatest part of it is that, like we have seen in this hadith, there will be an angel that will be responding on your behalf. The meaning is that if you are cursing, insulting, harming, hurting somebody, wallahi, you are hurting yourself. It is yourself. That is why in another hadith, the Prophet said, any speech you say, anything you say, it will go to the heaven. Anything you say, it will go to where? If it is a good speech, the door of the heaven will be opened for you. Like Allah mentioned in Surah Al-Araf. But if it is a bad speech, the door of the heaven will be what? It will be locked in his face. And that speech, since it cannot make its way to the heaven, it will come back to the heart surface. And it will be going to the south, to the east, and to the where? To the west. It will not find any place to rest. Then it will go back to the owner. But if what you have said is true and the person deserves it, it will surely go to the person. So which means responding actually does not actually make any sense. So but if it is a good word you say, it will go straight to Allah. Allah says, yes, I'm what? Well, amalu salih. So anything you utter with your mouth actually makes their way to where? To heaven. So where we have gone actually is that Allah actually tests us in order to what? To differentiate between those who are truthful in their claim of belief or those who are what? Who are not truthful. Like Allah says, ahasiban nasu an yutraku an yaqulu amanna wa hum walaqad fatanna alladhina min qablihim fala ya'lamanna Allahu alladhina what sadaqu wa la ya'lamanna Allahu al-kadhibin. So Allah said the reason why we do this is in order to differentiate from the world, from those who are truthful in their speech or in their iman or in their tawhid, and those who are false. In other words, iman, when you have it, there's a particular level of iman that Allah wants from us. If it is true, when trial comes, you will be able to bear it. It will not be difficult for you to bear. But if your iman, your tawhid is false, that is the time we will know the reality of your iman. You will never be comfortable. You will never be stable. You will be running up and down. Small problem like this, everybody in the world will hear it. Some people now on the social media, they will go. They will be expressing what is happening in their life. Come and see what happened to me. They will go to social media. They will be writing all their problems. So it means you are not patient. Or if there's anybody they can complain to, do you know what happened to me last night? Do you know what I'm experiencing? Do you know the difficulty I'm experiencing? And this same person has never think of praying to Allah. But he feel comfortable what? Complaining to mankind. Who can solve your problem? Mankind? No. So it's Allah who can solve the problem. And Allah that actually inflicts or tests you with that problem, He actually tests you with that problem because He actually wants to what? He actually wants you to talk to Him, to pray. Sometimes Allah wants to listen to you, Allah will inflict you with problem. So that since you don't have any other person to run to, you go to where? To Allah. So if Allah wants you to talk to Him, He will what? He will create problem for you so that you come to Him. So in other words, one of the reasons why Allah tests His servant is to what? Is to differentiate between what? The truthful ones and the false, those who are false in their claim of faith or iman. So similarly is mentioned in Surah Al-Hajj. And I say there are some people that they Abdullah ala harf. So they worship Allah on condition. That is, when things are good, they are part of it. When there is problem, they say they are no more part of it. Sometimes they will say it openly, sometimes they will not say it openly. But in their heart, they will feel what? Uncomfortable. Or they feel that they are not part of you. There are some people when Muslims are having problem, they will not want to be identified with the what? Muslim. Because they believe that everybody is as same Muslim as what? As people who are having problem. It means you are not part of them. If you are part of them, during the rainy or dry season, you must be part of them. When there is problem, you must be part of them. When there is goodness, you must be part of them. And you should know that وَلِلَّهِ الْعِزَّةِ وَلِرَسُولِهِ وَلِلْوَاتِ. So the Izzah, the authority and the greatness actually belong to Allah, the Prophet, and even the Mu'minun. So it's just a test, a trial Allah is given to them. So it will come what? It will come to pass. It will soon be what? It will soon be over. Like Allah said, Inna ma'al usri what? Wa inna ma'al usri. So for every unsur, one problem, there's always what? Two yusur. There's always two ease that will come to you. So why will you not be patient? So apart from the Tamiyiz, so another reason why Allah tests his servant is what? Is for Rafu Darajat, in order to raise our rank. So if Allah want to make you, or want to raise your level, want to make you a great person, either in this world or the hereafter, so the only sign Allah will give you that is He will test you. So that is why in one hadith of Prophet, he said, Inna ashadda an-nasil balahan al-anbiya thumma al-amthalu. So those who have most difficult trial or most severest trial are the what? They are the anbiya, they are the prophet of Allah. Thumma al-amthalu fal-amthal. Then those who follow them in faith, in iman, in tawheed. So the higher your faith, the higher your problem. The more your iman, the more your trial. So the less your trial, the less your faith, the less your trial. In other words, if you want to know the level of your trial, just look at the way Allah is testing you. So Allah has already given hints to everything. So if you have observed yourself that, of course, my problem in this life is not much, it means your iman is not much. Wallah, that's it. According to this, even this hadith. So if the iman is much, the trial will burst. That's why the Prophet and the Messenger of Allah, they are the people that have the highest level of trial. So if you look at their numbers and you look at their life, all of them, whereas they are the most beloved to Allah, they are the closest to Allah, they are the purest. So Allah has purified them in this world and in the day of Qiyamah. So in other words, Allah actually tests us in order to what? To elevate us, to raise our rank, either in this world or in the hereafter. Prophet Ibrahim, Allah mentioned in Surah Al-Baqarah that Allah tested him. According to scholars, they say there are 10 different ways Allah tested him. Allah said, so he passed all the tests. When he passed the test, what happened? Then you have become Imam for everybody. Is that not from Daraja? Allah has raised his rank. But his rank was not raised until he was given a test and he passed the. Even you, if you go to school, and you will surely be given an exam or test. If you didn't pass that exam, you will not be promoted to the next level. You will remain in the same class. So if you believe in that system, why not that of Allah? Why do you think you have to go high when you have not been experiencing difficulty or trial? No. Since you believe in that, you must also believe in this. So if Allah wants to raise your status, if Allah wants to elevate you, if Allah wants to make you a model, if Allah wants to make you an example, if Allah wants to make you a leader, then Allah will test you. It will come with trials. And if you pass the trial, then the promise will be what? It will be fulfilled. Because it's a promise from Allah. But you must first of all fulfill your what? Your trial. You must pass it. If you don't pass it, it means you are not going to be the leader, the model that is meant for you. And being a model is actually a great way of getting reward from Allah without even you knowing. The meaning is that look at all these our predecessors, all these scholars. Many of us will benefit from their books. Many of us will listen to them. Many of us will emulate them. Many of us will follow their footsteps. And as you are doing it, they will be getting reward. Imagine millions of people emulating or following somebody, only one person example. Imagine the reward they will be getting. Somebody gave example of Hajar and Ismail. That when we go to Hajj, do you know Hajar and Ismail and Ibrahim? Do you know the fact that they were brought to Hijaz is actually a test? And when she passed the test, see the way Allah what? See the way Allah raised her rank, both the mother and the what and the son. So Allah instructed Prophet Ibrahim to move them from Canaan, that is today's Palestine, to where? To Hijaz. And at that time, no water, no vegetation, no building, nothing. Deserts. You would go thousands of miles, deserts. And he was asked to place one woman and one small child. And for him, since it's an instruction, if it is you, won't you feel uncomfortable and reluctant? Can this instruction come from Allah? This place is dangerous. Only one woman, one child. I don't think Allah can instruct people to do this. You'll be doubting it. My Prophet Ibrahim, he does not have any problem with it. Since it's from where? From Allah. And even Hajar. Of course, he questioned the husband because by woman estimation, that shouldn't be the right thing. That how can you leave me alone with only bag of a date and only bottle of water? And you want to travel back a very long distance that even before you come back to take months. And you leave me here and there's nobody to live around. He asked the husband, are you going to leave us here? He did not answer. Are you going to leave us here? He did not answer. She asked him about 3 or 4 times. He didn't answer. But his refusal to answer is act of what? Act of rahmah. Because he doesn't know the pain and how to answer her. But when she also understands the husband, that husband was not doing it out of wickedness, I know that husband is a what? Is a good servant of Allah. Then she changed the question. Instead of saying, are you going to leave her? She said, Allahu amaraka bihadha. Is this an instruction from Allah? She said, yes, now. So how did she respond? What was her response when he said that? She said, Idan falan yudayyana. She said, if this is an instruction from Allah, then Allah is not going to let us down. Can you imagine that tawakkul? Can you imagine that ma'iyya? Can you imagine that tawakkul and yakin in Allah? And that is why Allah give her what Allah gave her. Look at Prophet Muhammad sallallahu. Allah said, "Illa tanzuru faqad nazara Allah iz akhrajahu alladhina kafaru thani al-ithnain iz huma fil ghar iz yaqulu li sahibihi." Then what happened? He said, Inna Allaha ma'ana. What follows it? You see that fahu, they call it fahu what? Sababiyya. What is the meaning of fahu sababiyya? It means the reason why that happened is because of what he said. Inna Allaha. That is the reason why Allah said, Fa'ansalallahu sakinatahu. So the reason why the sakinah of Allah was descended on him is because of the faith and iman he has in Allah, despite the problem he was passing through. Despite the difficulty he was asking. Because of that, Fa'ansalallahu sakinatahu alayhi. Prophet Musa, when he was being driven out of Misr, Fir'aun and his soldiers, they were running after them in order to kill them. They were feeling angry. They feel that these people they were originally our slaves. They were originally people who work under us. Now they have misbehaved. They have gone beyond their limit. We must surely destroy them today. They were very angry in order to catch up with them. So now Musa did not have any way out to escape. He got to the bank of the river, nowhere to escape. Musa was coming. Pharaoh and his soldier was coming. There is no way out for what? Then at that point, the Banu Israel, they said, Inna lamudrakun. We are doomed today. They will surely what? They will surely overtake us. And when they overtake us, they are going to kill. There's no doubt that they will not be killed. Because they are coming with soldiers and weapons. And they are very angry. The fact that they will be spared is not there. That option is not there. So that's why the people of Quran, Musa, they say, you know what? So we are going to be over. What did Musa say? Kalla inna ma'iya rabbi. So that is absolutely impossible. Why is it absolutely impossible? Because Allah is with me. You can imagine the level of yakin and iman. You see, for you to believe in a situation whereby practically by ummah estimation it is not possible, and you still believe in power of Allah that Allah will do it. Or you don't understand that situation. The situation is that somebody is coming to kill you, and it's not a joke. It's a matter of him overtaking you and kill you and get hold of you and kill you. That is very sure, certain, isn't it? And in your front, there is what? There is very big ocean. That even if you're a good swimmer, you will get tired on the way and you die. So if you enter river, you die. You wait for Fir'aun, you die. This is a dilemma. So at that point, you still do not doubt the fact that Allah can save you. That is your key. That is iman. That is Tawheed. That is Tawakkul. And that is the type of Iman Allah wants from us. And that is a trial. That is the test for them. But that test, it was not actually to want to destroy them, but to expose the level of the Iman. To expose the level of Iman and faith. And that is what Musa has already demonstrated. This same Musa, before Allah called him for prophethood, at that point when he was coming back from Madian, going back to Misra, when he was homesick, so on his way, when Allah invited him, Allah asked him to throw his staff. When he threw it down, the staff turned to what? What did Musa do? Wallah mudbiro falam yuakib. He ran away, he did not even look back. What was he running for? Snake. And a snake, you can even maneuver snake. If you are very smart, isn't it? Man, this guy must have said, no be me. He ran away for snake. But the same person that ran away from snake, see the yakin, see the iman at the point when you think there's no way out. And that is the power of what? Iman, Tawheed, Yakin, Tawakkul in Allah. And that is to tell you that you must not downplay or belittle the power of Allah. It is you that something is impossible for. But for Allah, there is nothing in what? Impossible. The same thing happened to Prophet Ibrahim. When he was about to be cast into the fire, even Jibril came in the company of some angels that we are here to help you. He asked one question. You see, at that point, if we want to know whether somebody has real Iman and Tawheed, just look at behavior at the time of desperate, when you are desperate to get something. So look at the way he behaves. You will know whether he has Allah or not. So if he doesn't Allah, quickly it will be exposed. Now, who can help you? I will run to this, I will run to that, I will get this, I will do this, I will do that. So at that point, or let's say you are the mercy of some criminal, you will not even think, hey, there is a police there, there is a soldier there, they will assist me. I'm not saying they will not assist you or they should not assist you. But your first line of action should be tawakkul in who? Look at that point when Prophet Sallallahu said, Inna Allah ma'ana. Can't you think of other things? Look at that point when Musa said, Inna ma'ya Rabbi. Even Prophet Ibrahim at this point, he never think, because they are going to throw him. Because of him, they gathered firewood for 1 month. Because of him, they want to kill only one person. And they have to, you can imagine, you see, Allah actually want to punish them. Because according to the history, they said, after the fire, they were short of firewood to even cook. That means Allah that want to punish them. That is why they have to gather firewood because they want to burn only one person. So now, they want to throw him to fire. Jibril came, and they said, we are here to assist you. At that point, Ibrahim was not desperate. Do you know, at that point, he was still asking them that, is it from Allah? Is it Allah that sent you? If it is you and I, will you answer that question? You are about to be cast into fire, or you are about to be executed, or you are about to be destroyed, and you are very sure that this is Angel Jibril came to you, I'm here to assist you. Will you be waiting to ask that question? Ask the question after. You said to Alhamdulillah. So for Prophet Ibrahim, he said, is it an instruction from Allah? He said, no. We are aware of your case, and we decided to come to your aid. He said, no, I want the help of Allah. Then when he was thrown into fire, the last thing he says, Asbi Allah. So, and look at the way Allah helped him. What happened to him has never happened in the history of humanity. And only Allah knows whether it will still happen. That fire will not burn. It has never happened. They say fire will not burn. Do you know anybody who will put his hand inside fire? Or not even hand, the whole body will be covered with fire, with flame, and it will not burn it. And do you know one thing? The situation was not that the fire was quenched for you. And what Allah is actually proving to us there is that it is not fire that what? That kill. It is not fire. Whatever you know that kill, it is not those things that kill.
It is the what? Kun fayakun of Allah. It is the instruction, is the directive from Allah that asks you to do what is doing, that is doing it. If Allah want to what? If Allah want to deactivate it, that I am the one that says you should be doing it, today don't do it. Allah deactivate the ability of fire to burn. And the fire was actually flaming. The flame was there, that everybody was seeing that there's a flame. But for Ibrahim, it was the most comfortable place on earth's surface at that time. So it was cold, and not only cold, it was peaceful. Not only that, Allah also sent an angel to come and keep his company. They were just there, they were discussing, they were talking. And the kuffar, they were so surprised. This is Ibrahim. Who is that your Lord that is giving you this? So who is that your Lord? He said, my Lord, you meet, is the one that give life, and that take life. You think this fire can kill, but it's Allah that kill, not the fire. You think you can kill, it is Allah that kill, it is not you. He said, Anna meet. What do you mean? I can also do that. I can kill and give life. You can kill. Let me see. He said, get me 2 prisoners. He killed one, he spared one. This one is living before now. How did you give him life? He was living, he is a living man. How did you give him life? This one you have taken his life, agreed. But this one is living, you didn't give him life. If you want to give him life, this one you kill or give him life. Then Prophet Ibrahim changed the line of discussion. He changed the line of argument. He said, فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ يَأْتِ بِالشَّمْسِ مِنَ الْمَشْرِقِ فَأْتِ بِهَا. He said, my own Lord that I'm describing to you, since I have seen your foolishness, is the one that makes sun to rise from the east. Now, if you are a Lord, you are a God like you claim, but you reverse the order. Let the sun come from west and set from where? So, but he cannot do that. Even what he did is actually madness. But for this one, he cannot even make any move. So where we have gone here is that Allah tells his servant in order to what? In order to raise their rank. In order to make them what? In order to make them examples, model. In order to give them more reward. Like we just see example of all the prophets of Allah. So also you, if Allah wants to erase your rank, Allah will test you. So when Allah tests you, you have to be patient. You have to have what? Tawakkul in Allah. And you have to have what? Ma'iyah. You have to rely on Allah. Don't think of somebody else. And don't think if somebody is your problem. Allah says, oh problem. Ma asaba min musibatin illa bi what? So it's from Allah. And be easily lie. It means absolutely nobody has control over what is happening to you. Absolutely it is Allah. But Allah use who or whatever He wants or He use. Allah can use human being. Allah can use living thing. Allah can use non-living thing. Allah can use nature. He can use natural disaster. When Allah want to punish Banu Israel, Allah said, Ba'azna alayhi ibadan lana. Who is punishing them? Allah said, Ba'azna. And event that happened here, if Allah didn't tell us, they would just think it is one miscalculation, it was just political problem. But Allah said, Ba'azna alayhi. Allah said, we are the one doing it. So in many places, Allah said, I am the one. Wama romaita is romaita. Even when you shoot, Allah said, you are not the one shooting. I am the one shooting. Walam taqtuluhum walakinna Allah. You are not the one killing them. Who is killing them? I am the one doing everything. So now if you have a problem, you want solution for it, you should go back to Allah. And don't ever see hardship, problem, difficulty, trial, test, don't ever see it as a sign of displeasure from Allah. You should see it as a sign of what? Pleasure from Allah. And even if it is a punishment for you and you are a mu'min, it is still a favor. You see, for a believer, if you are a sinful believer and you have problem and Allah still loves you, Allah will punish you in this world so that you not carry over that sin to what? To your grave or to Jannah. So that Allah will remove your sin. But if you are a disbeliever, Allah may not even punish you. There are many examples. You see, when the Hadithul Ifki happened, when how do you call it? When the story of Mother Aisha, when the Munafiqun. So where I'm going in that story is that when the instruction came from Allah, for the Munafiqun, Allah said they should not punish them, they should leave them. The similar thing when they are going to Ghazwat to Tabuk, the munafiqun, the mock prophets, that how can prophet defeat the Roman Empire or the Persian Empire. Then Allah said they should leave the munafiqun. They should not punish them. In other words, their punishment is with who? With Allah. So in other words, if Allah is punishing you as a Muslim in this world, it's still a favor. It's still a blessing. Why? Because Allah wants to forgive your sin. If that punishment is meant for what? For your sin to be removed. But if you are a disbeliever, Allah will just leave you, enjoying your life. That's why Allah tells Prophet Sallallahu that it should not be carried away by the enjoyment and progress of the disbeliever. Allah says it is just what? In another place, Allah says, وَلَا تَغُرُّنَّكَ وَلَا يَغُرُّنَّكَ تَقَلُّبُهُمْ what? فِي الْبِلَادِ. All their enjoyment, all what the progress they are making, it should not deceive you. Do not be carried away. وَلَا تَمُدَّنَّ إِنَاكَ إِلَى مَا مَتَّعْنَا بِهِ أَزْوَاجًا مِنْهُمْ. Don't be carried away by what we have blessed them with. It is just enjoyment of this world. And that is not the best. وَرِزْقُ رَبُّكَ. So the blessings of Allah. And what is that risk of Allah? The Iman, the Tawheed, the Islam, the Quran. Kul bifadlillah wa bi rahmatihi. That is the source of enjoyment. That is the source of happiness. That is the source of what? Goodness. That is fadlu. And what? And rahmah of Allah. That is Islam and Quran. That is Iman. If you have it, wallah, you are the richest person in the world. If you have Iman, Tawheed, wallah, you are the richest person. But if you don't have it, even people consider you as the what? As the richest person. Wallahi, you are the poorest person. Because that your money, on the day of Qiyamah, when Allah was describing what will happen to the kuffar, Allah said, on the day of Qiyamah, when they see the punishment that is waiting for them, they will wish that everything on this earth surface, as big as it is, it become gold, and it belongs to them. And they want to use it as fidya, in order to what? In order to set them, to redeem themselves. Then Allah said, it will not be accepted from them. In other words, their money, their wealth will be useless. It will not be useful for them. That was similar to Allah saying in Surah Al-Baqarah that if you have money you think you can use to redeem yourself, spend that money now. قَبْلَ أَنْ يَأْتِيَ يَوْمٌ وَلَا شَفَاهَا وَلَا خُلَّةٌ. So that day, there's no, I have money, I will save myself. I have influence, I have friend, I have connection. All those things in this world. So on the day of Qiyamah, they will be useless. They will not have any. So the currency of the day of Qiyamah is your Iman, your Tawheed, your good deeds. That's the money we are going to spend. So in other words, Allah tells His servant in order to what? To raise their rank. If Allah wants to raise your rank, the first thing you will see is your what? Is trial, is test. So when you see it, should you not feel dissatisfied? Should you feel unhappy? No. But that does not actually mean you should say, Allah, I want more. Nobody wants more problem. But when you see it, you should not feel dissatisfied. You should feel satisfied with Allah, and you pray for Allah for relief. Then if you pass it, success will come, guidance will come in Allah's way, because it may not necessarily come in your own way. Prophet Ibrahim, when he was praying for a child, because when he married a child, when he married his wife, he prayed for Allah for what? For a child. But when he was praying for a child, he did not categorically pray for what? For a prophet. But now when Allah wanted to grant him child, what did Allah grant him? Prophet. So Allah will do in His own way, and whatever Allah do is going to be the best. So apart from this, it is also used for idharu ma fil sudur. Idharu ma fil what? Sudur. So it is just related to what you have said now, that trials, it's the easiest way to know what is in the heart of people, or how people think, or what is the reality of the belief of people. You see, when people are at ease, so you don't know who is believer, real believer, and who is not a real believer. When there's ease. So when there's difficulty, that is when you will know what is inside or hidden in our heart. Some people, they actually believe in Allah because they have not seen problem. Immediately they see problem, they will be thinking of other than Allah to come and solve their problem. And this is actually many. So somebody is sick, and they told him that there's somebody who can solve his problem, but he has to do shirk. He said, it's not just to get healed. If Allah doesn't, so you go and do it, and you die there, and that's the end of this. Of course, when you have problem, you look for solution to your problem, but that solution should not be connected or related to any form of shirk in any way. Who created the problem in the first place? Who can remove it? But when we say you should not, you should rely on that reliance does not mean you should not look for solution. That's not the meaning. That's not the meaning. So you should not be extreme, or there should not be division. So the meaning is that your reliance, your trust should be in Allah. That thing is sabab, and you should make use of the sabab. That is why Allah created it in the first place. But your heart, your mind should be with who? With Allah. So Allah used trials and tests in order to reveal what is in the what is in the hearts of the people. So apart from this, it is also used to do takfirul dhunub. We have just mentioned it now. That one other advantage and benefit of trial is what? Is to forgive our sin. Allah wants to forgive you. And when Allah forgives you, then you become a better person. You become beloved by Allah. You become beloved by the angels. So when angels see you, all the angels, you see, when you are a believer, when you are a mu'min, all the angels of Allah, they know you, they pray for you, and they love you. In one hadith of Rasul, he said, when Allah loves his servants, Allah will call Jibreel, and Allah will tell Jibreel that I love so, son of so. Then after Allah, who will love the person next? Then Jibreel will go to the heaven. You know, he controls the heaven, and everybody listen and obey him. He will announce, and everybody, every angel of Allah, they will hear it, that Allah loves so, all of you should love him. Now, if you are on the surface, and when people say they don't love you, that shouldn't be a problem for you. What should matter most for you is am I loved by Allah? Because if you are loved by Allah, all the angels of Allah love you. If you have a problem, they will be competing. That I will be the one to go and rescue him. I will be the one to go and solve his problem. I will be the one to come to his aid. There was an hikayah somebody gave some time that a righteous person of Allah was traveling in those days, and he used his horse. So, but on his way, he lost his path. He doesn't know the way again. So then he met a man, and he asked him for the right path to this way. Then the man pretended to lead him to his way. So he was taken to a jungle where he would get lost totally. And the man, when they reached there, the man told him that I did not have any intention of guiding you to any path, so I'm here to actually take your life, to kill you. He said, no problem. If I die today, I will die. If I don't die today, I will still die. Death is actually certain. There is no doubt. No problem if you want to kill me, but I want to make a request. He said, my request is that I want Salah to be the last thing I will do in my life. Please, can you just spare me 2 minutes? Let me do 2 rakah. If I do 2 rakah, they'll take my life. No problem. He said, no problem. You are given 2 rakah. So the man, he started praying the 2 rakah. He was on the last rakah. He was on tashahud of the last. He was about to do taslim. He just heard sound of something moving from nowhere. And when he did taslim, he just see the head of that person on the ground. The person who wanted to kill him, his head has been beheaded. I did not see who beheaded him. That's power of Allah. That is the angel of Allah. So we actually talk about the story of the boy in the story of Al-Jauziyah. So when the king, we instructed his soldier to take him to the middle of the ocean, and when they reach there, they should swing him, they should throw him into the ocean. But when they reach there, the boy will say, so there, the ship will what? It will swam, and all of them will be thrown into the ocean except him. Who is doing that? And different method he actually wanted to use to destroy them, but it has always been against them. So in other words, what do you call it? A-Ibtilah is also used to do what? To reveal what is in the heart of the believer. So if you are a good believer, if you are a good mu'min, it will reveal. And sometimes there is no limit to the level we can go in Iman and Tawhid. But sometimes we start from somewhere. But even to get to that level Allah wants you to be, you have to go through practical experience. And the practical experience is trial. What I mean is that you started your life, you are a believer, you believe in Allah, but that your Iman is not yet solid. If Allah wants to solidify your Iman, it will still use trial. So that you will understand what we mean tawakkul. Like for example, anytime you put your trust in other than Allah, you will fail. Anytime you want to do something and you don't put your trust in Allah, that thing will fail. But when you mistakenly put your trust in Allah, even by mistake, it will pass. So what is Allah telling you there? Allah is telling you this is the truth. This is the way you are supposed to behave. And what we have just said now is true. If you are to put your trust in Allah, even by saying it, and that is how it is in your heart, wallahi, you will never fail in that thing. Anything that you put your trust or you rely on Allah on it, you will never fail in that thing. But when you put your trust in other than Allah, sometimes you can put your trust in your memory. Wallahi, I get sense far. As I be memorized, I will do everything, I will scatter everywhere, don't worry. So that your memory may fail you. If you put your trust in your pocket or your bank account, so there may be problem during the cashless policy. Many people have money but they cannot access it. So me, I said, now Allah want to deny them. It's Allah that want to deny you as well. And Allah is actually passing message to you. That forget about the money is in your account. If Allah doesn't want you to have access to it, you cannot have it. And you're in your mind, you think you have it. It doesn't take Allah anything. So put your trust in Allah. Even if you don't have it, Allah will provide it. So we give example, a story of a man that was praying in the masjid for Allah for money to solve a particular problem. He has problem, but I think, let me just go to Allah and pray to him. So he was there and was praying. He did not know when his voice started to go loud. And somebody just overheard him. And he came to him. He said, so you have this problem, you want this? Oh yeah, let me assist you. And the person gave him the money. But the person thinks that you may also have the same problem sometimes. Or you may also want to get more money. Let me give you my card so that you can locate me. The man said, no, I will not take your card. If I take your card, my heart will be attached to your card. I will think anytime I have a problem, I have somebody who can solve it. But even now that I'm praying, it's Allah that sent it to me. So if Allah likes, He can send you at another time, He can send somebody else. So I will not take your card. But I'm grateful for this. So and this is exactly how I saw. You see, Allah is available 24/7. Is available in every form. Is available every time, everywhere. But this person is not guaranteed. Even his card is not guaranteed. He may even die before in the next seconds. Or even he doesn't die, he may change his mind. Okay, I assisted him. I don't think I can assist him again. Why can't he go and walk? I better let him go and find his own way. This is the same person that gave you his card. But for Allah, you go you remind me. If Allah doesn't change, it is you that may change. If you change, then that's your own problem. But for Allah, He is consistent and constant. He does not have beginning and we don't have an end. And His way of doing things doesn't change. If Allah said this is the way I dealt with or I interact with people in the past, and you have not seen it this way, it does not mean it is Allah that changed. It is you, and it being you behave the same way that made Allah to dealt with them that way, you will have seen the same result now. So the time or event doesn't change Allah. Nothing changes. Allah is constant. It is you that change. So in other words, it is easier to rely on Allah than to rely on anybody. And Allah's solution and something is more guaranteed than any other one. So somebody may die. Every one of us will Ayum, Yamut. But for Allah, Ayum, Qoyim, La Yamut. So who is more reliable? Somebody who may die in the next seconds, and somebody who will never die, who la yakuzu sinatum, who is aware of your problem, who even created you in the first place, who is more reliable, who should we put our trust in? Allah. So may Allah give us the ability to put our trust in Him. May Allah give us better understanding of His speech. So we will stop on this note. Having notified that our time is up, inshallah we'll continue from there next week. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. جزاكم الله خيرا. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وآله وصحبه ومن سلك مسلكه ونهج منهجه إلى يوم الدين. So if there are ask questions, we can answer.
What is the greatest thing that the messenger carried us to, and what is the most evil thing that one us?
What is the what?
The greatest thing that the messenger carried us to, and the most evil thing that he wants us against.
The greatest thing they guided us to. and the most evil, they are the same thing and opposite. The greatest thing they guided us to is Iman, Tawheed. And the greatest danger they warn us against is Shirk. If Prophet Musa, he asked Allah that Allah should teach him a name or a dhikr that he will be using to do dhikr for Allah and to be praying to Allah. Allah said, Qul la ilaha illallah. He said, all your servants are saying this. Allah said, if all the 7 heaven and whatever is living inside them, apart from Allah, and all the 7 hearts are to be placed on the one part of the scale, and the kalima la ilaha illallah is put on the other part, ma la bihinna la ilaha illallah. The la ilaha illallah, it outweigh them. On the day of Qiyamah, a man will be brought forward. The hadith will be taught for. So the man, he will have his book of deeds, about 90 pages, and each page is as long as his eyes can see, or our eye can see. And as much as this number, and as long as these pages are, there is no one single deed there. So now Allah will ask his angel to ask this man, do you have any good deeds? If you say no, I don't have any good deeds. So Allah will instruct the angel to write la ilaha illallah on the card and hand it over to him. Then the man will say, what will this small card do compared to my words? All this my evil deeds on this book. Then Allah will ask the angel to put his book of bad deeds on the scale and la ilaha illallah on the scale. And this card will outweigh it. And like we have been saying that, if you see problem anywhere in the world, anytime, any place, what is causing that problem in the first place is problem of Tawheed. Go and take it down, go and mark it. Anywhere you see violence, you see natural disaster, you see killing, you see problem, wallahi, there is problem of Tawheed there. There are people who are violating Iman, they are violating belief in Allah. It may not be public, it may be right in their heart, but there is problem of Tawheed. If there is no problem of Tawheed, war will not happen there. On the day of Fatih Makkah, where Prophet was going to do Fatih Makkah, their intention is actually to fight, but Allah stopped them to fight because there were 7 men, 2 women who have Iman there, but they were hiding their Iman. So because of this, when they were going, Allah made the Fatih Makkah to be bloodless and to be foul-less. Allah related it in what? In Surah Al-Fatih. That had it been the fourth war, they might mistakenly have killed a believer, and that would have been a very great problem for them. So in other words, see how big Makkah is, but because of the Iman of these people, Allah stopped it from having war, from having problem. So now, if it was those who are not there, it will not happen. What we are saying is that there can be no problem somewhere, except there is problem of Tawheed there. So now, if you don't want the problem, then go and solve the problem of Tawheed. There is no success anywhere except in Tawheed. If you want to know who is successful, go and look at the level of Tawheed. Wallahi, that is only yardstick Allah used to judge and to measure our Tawheed. It's not your money, it's not your wealth, it's not your position, it's not your whatever you have in this one. Wallahi, it is. If it is, Fir'aun supposed to be relevant. Namrud and other tyrants, but they were not. During this time, the prophets of Allah, they were under some of these kings. Why was Prophet Isa, why did they make attempt to kill him? Because he was under some king. Otherwise, if he was the king, the ruler, they would not make attempt. Prophet Yahya was killed, Zachariah was killed, many prophets of Allah, because they were king tyrants. So if that was success, then those prophets would have had it. So the greatest thing, the prophet of Allah, and like Allah also mentioned in the Quran, and it has always been the same thing, right from Adam up to Prophet Muhammad. They are always been saying the same thing. Tawheed does not change. La ilaha illallah does not change. It has always been the same thing. The manner of ibadah may change with place and time and conditions, but for Tawheed Iman, there is no change to it. It has always been the same thing. And that is the greatest thing, and that is common to all of them. And the greatest thing the greatest danger they warn against is what? A shirk. If anybody commits shirk, Prophet Ibrahim, he said, فَكَيْفَ أَخَوْفُ مَا تُشْرِكُونَ بِهِ وَلَا تَخَوْفُونَ أَنَّكُمْ أَشْرَكْتُمْ بِاللَّهِ مَا لَمْ يُنَزِّلْ بِهِ عَلَيْكُمْ. So then he asked a question. فَأَيُّ الْفَرِيقَيْنِ أَحَقُّ بِالْأَمْنِ. Between me as a Fariq and you and another Fariq, who among us deserve security? Allah reported, Allah said, Alladhina amanu walam yalbisu imanahum. So that is the judgment. That is, so if you want amanu, you want sakina, you want salama, you want iman, you want goodness, al-imanu billah, and you should not associate partner with Allah. Now,
question. We answer several questions, inshallah. We'll cut today to tomorrow, inshallah. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to preserve our staff of companies. So stop there. Preserve our fire. Assalamu alaikum.
wa alaikum assalam.